Hey guys, so I just finished recording a video regarding the Dollar Tree coiled poster board, but it so happens that since I didn't pay attention to my camera, most of it was recorded like this, from here down. Okay, so we're gonna redo it. It's an easy video. I don't see why it should take long. The problem I had yesterday was that when I folded this card, the gold cardstock, well, it's poster board from the Dollar Tree, it cracked. And if you see, you can see it. It's very visible. That bugs me. And I wanted to see if I can test it out with different things and make sure that this is a product that I would recommend. Now, since I did the video, I seen how I performed with very intricate dies, and also how it performed with the folding. I still recommend it because, you know, there's things you could do with it, but unfortunately the folding is not one of them, and I'm gonna show you why. It was recommended by Shannon that I try folding it the opposite way. Now I'm gonna fold it all different ways. I'm gonna score it different ways just so you could see what happens when we try to do those pretty creases without all that cracking. First I'm gonna do it the way I did it yesterday, and this is the same tool I used yesterday. And we're just gonna go ahead and just do it the same way I did it yesterday. See what happens. And it cracked. See it? Okay. Now I'm gonna score again the same way, but then I'm gonna fold it to the back instead. And that was much better. And that's what Shannon told me, that if I folded it to the back, that I would get a better crease. I wouldn't get so much cracking. And she's absolutely right. It's much better than that one. But if I fold it back to the front, which is how I needed it for that specific card, it's still cracked. I don't think it's not the crease, the actual creasing of the paper. It's the cardstock. The cardstock just is not good for that. I guess the layer that they put on top of here, it just doesn't hold. I tried it with, I did, Shannon, try it with my Crafter's Companion cardstock, foil cardstock, and it did work. So yeah, that was great. But with this specific paper, it's just not working. However, let's try it this way. And let's score it. And now we're scoring it through the back. And we're gonna fold it. And just like Shannon said, it gives you a beautiful crease. No cracking. This one has no cracking at all. Now we're going to try the same thing, the same technique, and then fold it to the front. And I'm trying to fold it slower. Maybe it behaves better. And then maybe now we'll use our Teflon foam folder. Less cracking, but it's still there. You could feel it. So folding it, scoring it in the back and folding it back did provide the best outcome. But if you need it, like I did, that I needed it to fold to the front, every time I did it, it cracked. Now, if you were going to use this as a card base, yeah, you can absolutely use that. It's just, I don't know how it's going to hold up in time with the constant opening and closing. Oh, let's try it. And it still held. It feels a little more rough, but it didn't fully crack. So yeah, you can absolutely use it for your card base. I would just be concerned that over time, how well it's gonna behave. And if you send it to a person that likes to collect the cards and keeps them, then that might be an issue. But if you don't, then sure, go ahead, use it up. I'm all for that. So yeah, great tip, Shannon. It did work, and it worked beautifully on my other foil cardstock, which was great. But since today we're just messing around with the Dollar Tree, because it was the one at question. Dun dun dun. Now we're gonna do it with our intricate dies, and we're gonna put it there. Again, full disclosure, since I did try this video before, I cut them out, and I know what's gonna happen. But you'll see. Okay. So we're gonna cut them, and then we're going to emboss them so we can see how it looks with the embossing as well. Okay, put that one to the side, and we're missing a plate. Here we go. So we're gonna use our B plate, our metal shim, because they are intricate, and I'm flipping it over because I used it a couple of times. It's starting to warp. I'm using the Go Power and Emboss machine from Couture Creations, just because it has this bigger plate that's 8.5 by 12, I believe. And we're gonna run it. Okay. Now we're gonna flip this over. Actually, we're just gonna bring in our embossing mat, and we're gonna put that right on top. Our B plate, and we're gonna run it through again. Yeah, yesterday that really bugged me that it cracked that way. Just because I did a previous video praising this, and I want to be totally, you know, transparent with you guys and always give you my honest opinion. And since I saw there was a problem, I figured we had to readdress this. So you don't put all your eggs in one basket and just buy this and then figure out later that it's not going to work for those specific types of projects. And let's snip this so we can start releasing it. And snip it again. I'm not being too careful with it. And let's see. So now I use this this die with a thicker foil paper, and it was the Crafter's Companion one, and it didn't cut as pretty as it did with this Dollar Tree one, I'll be honest. I guess because it's a thicker paper, it just performed it a little differently. I had to add a different another shim in order to get it to cut all the way through. I mean, it came out beautiful. Their papers are pretty, but this one, since it's a little bit thinner, it just cut right away. And if you're gonna layer this on a card, it's gonna work really well. So I can honestly say that on a die like this, it worked beautifully. This is as intricate as you can get, and it did cut through all those pieces wonderfully, and they pop out fairly easy. So, do I recommend it for this? Absolutely. Do I recommend it for as a card base? Yeah, you could get away with it. Again, if you're gonna do layering and stuff, it's gonna work fine. You can always add twine to the edge, and that would camouflage that if there's any cracking. But if you need to use it like I used it for a card that's gonna fold to the front, it's gonna crack. And I tried it in different ways, and it's still cracked. Now, can you still use it to make something like this? Absolutely. Again, like I said before, you can die cut it, trim it in the middle, and then glue each little panel separately, and that will take away that white cracking. Or you can go ahead and add like another little mountain back here that would totally cover that up, and that'll work fine too. But again, since I recommended it before, I needed to come back and readdress it and see if you're just going to use it just the way I did, that's not going to work. You can send it out like that, but for me, that would bother. Some people won't. I mean, some people, it just doesn't, that won't bother them, but it would bother me. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it for die cutting. Yes, you can use it to do your use it as a base for your cards, but I think the best way to use it is for the dice. I hope this helps you guys. Shannon, thank you so much. Your tip really helped me out, and I am very grateful because I was like, what am I doing wrong? But yeah, it wasn't me. It was the actual poster board that cracks when you fold it to the front. Have a great day, guys. Bye.